How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. It is time for Flip for Wealth episode number 4. So I'm going to jump right into this one to hopefully make this one a little bit shorter than the last ones. I really appreciate you guys actually watching all the other videos for the Flip for Wealth series, and I really hope you're enjoying them. It's been a great positive response so far, and everyone seems to be enjoying them. So anyway, going to continue on with this one here. This one is going to be about a technique that I call ladder selling, and then also what you could be doing while you are doing your flipping. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with the what you could be doing while you're doing while you're doing your flipping. And what I'm doing right now is actually a great example of what you can do. You need a lot of disassembly in order to do invention. To get a lot of the really good perks and augmenters and everything, you're going to have to be disassembling quite a bit of items. So while you're doing your flipping, it is a great time to actually sit there and disassemble that stuff. Another great thing you could be doing while you're doing your flipping is just making money in other ways. For example, you could be doing high alchemy. You could be doing pretty much any kind of bank standing technique that will earn you some money, and that can be done while you're standing next to the Grand Exchange. You can also access portables very easily through the Grand Exchange if you are at Prif, or if you're right here in the Max Guild. There's commonly some portables right up here that people will use. So you can get quite a bit of EXP while you're doing your flipping as well. There's not really any reason to stand there and not do anything while you're doing your flipping. I see a lot of people that honestly just stand there and do absolutely nothing while flipping, and they just wait for the flips. I would highly recommend not doing that because you could be getting a lot more progress on your account while you are doing your flipping, and that's really what you want to do. Because if you think about it, the whole reason why you are flipping is to get more money, and the money is going to be used to progress your account. So in a way, you make twice as much money if you really think about it, because of the fact that you are making a lot of progress while you are flipping. And then you can take that as a quite literal way of making more money, because if you're doing something that earns money while you're doing flipping, you are just increasing how much you are making per hour. Another great thing you can do too is some flips while you're doing them will take a little bit of time to buy, a little bit of time to sell. And when you're doing those, you can easily go do a Slayer task or go do a farm run or go do something short in between, and then come back and check your Grand Exchange, and then maybe your offers will have completed, and then you can flip them over to the other side. Like, for example, if you have all 8 of your offers buying, you go do your total farm run, come back, maybe all your stuff bought, and then you can throw all of it in for a sale, and then go do a Slayer task, come back, clear out your GE, and then keep going. That's a great strategy, and a lot of people do that, honestly, and kudos to them for figuring that out. That's a really great way to do it. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, there's a quite nearly an unlimited amount of things that you can do while you are doing your flips. So I highly encourage you not to just stand there. Okay, so this next thing is going to be the technique that I call ladder selling. Although you can do this in a buying or a selling way. After you guys see what exactly I'm talking about here, you will understand. Ladder selling is basically just like a little term that I call it. You can call it whatever you want to, and I don't really think it has an official name to it. But anyway, with the idea behind it is when you have a lot of an item. You know what? I was actually going to use these insulated boots as an example, but I'm actually going to use these gold bars because they're a little bit better example here. If we look in the GE and we go and we buy a gold bar, so let's buy this gold bar. Well, let's see, so 358, because this is going to be more applicable to things you have a lot of. It's not really going to apply to things you only have a couple of. So gold bar is going to be a better example here. So 289 is what that bought for, and then when I go to sell one, come on, there we go. When I go to sell that item, we look here and we got 282. So right now it's a margin of 282 to 289. That's not a very high margin. But if you look at the graphs for nearly every item in the game, you'll see that they go up and down, up and down, up and down. The reason why they go up and down is because at any given time during the day, the price will change. And as you see right here, with the price being as high as 289 or as low as 282, that is the current range for this gold bar. That range will constantly change throughout the day, and it will also constantly change throughout the night. And actually, during the nighttime, and this is more for like the nighttime of the United States. I've kind of figured that, and it really depends on the total population of the game. But when the population, I guess is a better way to say it, is when the population of the game is lower, items will seem to have a much larger margin typically. And the reason why is because they become lower volume, and in general, a lower volume item is going to have a larger margin, kind of like we saw in the previous video about different item volumes. So what you can do is you can take advantage of that lower volume by trying to get a higher margin. So what you would do is use this technique that I call ladder selling. And the reason why I call it ladder selling is because you can do something like this. So you do one in here for 329. You sell another gold bar. Make sure you don't sell your whole stack of them. I've done that before. Really sucks. 324. Then we'll do another one. And we'll do that one for 309. And these are just totally random numbers, obviously, guys. You can use. It's really going to depend on your item as far as like what prices you're going to be putting on here. But you're just going to want to drop like one of each of these in here. You don't want to put all of them in. All right, and you'll probably get the idea from here. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off pretty high, like 329, and then drop it down by a little bit, 324. Then a little bit more, 309, then 304, then 299. Then what you do is you go to bed, or you leave the game, whichever one. Maybe you're going to do this during the day. You can totally do this during the day, or, well, I guess I shouldn't say night and day because people are in different time zones. I got to stop saying that. But you can do it during a high population game time, but it's not really going to be as effective. This is going to be more of a low population game time. During a low population game time, and this is something you guys can also just keep in mind too. Maybe write it down in your little golden notebook of how to flip. But for overnight flipping, the reason, one of the main reasons why overnight flipping, and people call it overnight flipping because that's when they go to bed. So overnight flipping referring to low population, low server population. When you do an overnight flipping, people will typically try to get prices that are prices they might not be able to get during the day. Like for example, we just saw that 289 is the highest for gold bars, but putting it in for 299, does that mean automatically that they would never sell for that overnight? No, that does not mean that. They could easily sell for 299 overnight because when the other people have sold out, then your bars will sell. And at nighttime when there is less volume, you have a high chance of everybody else selling out and yours being able to sell if you have a reasonable price. So what you can do to test to see what you can be, actually selling stuff for overnight is do a ladder setup like this right here. And I probably should put these in order, but do like a ladder setup like this. And then in the morning when you wake up and you look at your GE and you're like, oh, so the 299 sold, the 304 sold, the 309 sold, the 324 sold, and the 329 did not sell. So what that would tell you is that your sell price can be somewhere between 324 and 329. It can't be quite 329, but it definitely sold for 324. And then now you know that overnight you can sell gold bars for 324. Now, how does that help you out? Well, I mean, besides the fact that it'll now let you know that overnight you can get a significant amount more for your items, but it also means that during the daytime you could essentially stock them up and then sell them overnight. There are items where I will buy them during the daytime and I will sell them at nighttime because I know that this happens to them. Like one of the most, well, some of the most frequent items that you can do this with. I'm not going to give exact items, but something you can do this with is going to be a Slayer drop or a bossing drop because there are a lot more people bossing, a lot more people doing Slayer when the population of the server is high. Obviously, there's more people online, more people are killing things. And then at nighttime, less people are doing it, so those items, the volume drops and the price rises because there are still people playing the game at night, and they will be in demand of those items. This does not apply to every single item like that, though. Some Slayer item drops might drop at nighttime because not as many people are buying them, just the same as not as many people are getting them. So you really just have to mess around and test. And honestly, doing this ladder setup like this will give you guys a really good idea of what does buy and sell for crazy good prices overnight. And you know what? I will go. I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an actual example. So this is an actual example, and I am well aware this is a YouTube video that is public for everybody. But I'm always one of those people that's like, something I do on my channel is I like to actually show you guys legit information. I do the same thing on my Patreon. I show everybody on my Patreon actual items that are good to do. So I'm going to give you guys an example of a great item, and it is the Crushing Claw Scroll. So Crushing Claw Scroll, if you check the graphs for these, have been right around this price for a very long time. Well, during the daytime, you can actually buy these for about 230 to 250, and then at nighttime, they will actually sell for almost 400. So what I will frequently do on my alternate accounts is just put an offer in them, or an offer in there for like this. So let's say, for example, that you bought 200,000 of them. And Crushing Claw Scroll is a fairly low volume item in all honesty because not a lot of people make these scrolls. but they will buy over time for sure. So let's say, for example, I had a buy offer just like this, which is something I currently do on my alts. Maybe I won't do it anymore after I show it on this video, but I do currently do this. And I will put an offer for like 231. I'll just go a couple GP over the mid because I know during the daytime I can buy them for this. So this would be 46.6 million, and then at nighttime I will sell them for something crazy high like this because of the fact I know that they do sell for almost 400 each. So just by having a standard offer. So let's say I put this offer in here right here at 46.4 million. I had it in there for like 4 or 5 days. Let them all buy on my alt. An alt is an account that it's not your main account, but it's like an alternative account that you use. You probably don't necessarily play on this every day. Like for example, the alt that I buy these on, I don't even log into it more than maybe twice a week. So it's pretty much like doing nothing and making some money. So that 46.4 million that you paid right here on average, you put them back in for 389 after they've all bought, and then just wait for them to sell off, and look how much you make. Boom. You make a little bit over 30 million gold just by investing in those. And I mean, I on this item, this exact item right here, I probably do this like every like anywhere from 3 to 5 days, because that's how long it'll take to buy them and sell them. And typically I won't buy like 200,000. I might buy like 100,000 and then do like a little bit smaller flip. But I mean, it's a significant amount of money when you really add it up. Because every 3 to 5 days you're making anywhere from 15 to almost up to like 40 million, and that's just one item right here, guys. You gotta remember you have 8 GE slots, So use this method right here of trying to find out what items will sell for, and just test around. Just each night, just try to throw in some new offers. There are a lot of things that just don't, like if you actually buy a Crushing Claw Scroll, let's see if I might buy one for myself. Let's see. So if I try to buy one right now, I'm going to see how much it actually sells for, because I might end up buying it from my other account. Let's find out. Because I'll know because of the sell price. Nope, so 250. So right now I could be putting a buy offer for 250 each, and I would be able to stock these up and pretty much get as many as I want to, with however many the other people are selling. Then at nighttime I'll jack the price up to almost 400 and then make, a massive flip on these. So that is basically what I use this technique for, guys, is going to be to find items like this where they are significantly more expensive at nighttime. And you would be honestly shocked at how much money you can make. I mean, that alt account, I would probably say, without exaggeration, I probably make anywhere from 300 to 500 million gold per month by just doing stuff like this. I do quite a bit of other investments and everything on that alt as well. But just for these like buy during the day and sell during the night things is 300 to 500 million a month. And I mean, that's quite a bit when you really add it up with everything else that your account can do. So anyway, guys, I'm going to try to keep this a little bit shorter than my other videos, like I said. So I really hope you enjoyed this series and everything. I hope this technique helps you guys out. Yeah, I really encourage you to try this one out. It's honestly, it's probably one of the best hidden secrets as far as like overnight flipping and everything is involved. But hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see when the next video comes up. It's going to be out here in either a day or two, probably 2 days. And then that next one will be up. Obviously, hit the like button if you enjoyed this, if this technique is something you want to try out. And then please leave a comment below and let me know, let everybody know how your progress is going. I would probably encourage you not to like name out exact items in the comments below, because people will steal your items. But, you could just be like, well, I find an item that was really good, if you guys have any progress. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Yeah, honestly, I couldn't say that enough. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great one.